So this is high school Canon events video by iCloud9. There's a lot of things that just happen in school, you know what I'm saying, that pretty much everyone has to go through. And I guess that's what we're going to be seeing in this video. Let's get into it.
Unavoidable school canon events. First up, getting friend zoned. Getting friend zoned is something that we've all gone through in our life. You have a crush on a girl. You start envisioning a whole future with this girl. Holding hands in the hallway, sneaking off to the car to go make out, taking her to prom, having kids, having babies, having child support, blah, blah, blah. The only thing that's stopping you is that you're chopped as and she's beautiful as so you never think you'll have a chance, which is why you're scared to really talk to her. But eventually you do, and the vibe's going well until that one day where you finally decide that it's time to pop the question. So you call her and you start talking like normal until you finally get to the moment. You ask her out on the phone, and at first she's a little bit shocked, but then she gives you that smile. And brother, I'm not talking about the yes, I like you too smile. I'm talking about that, buddy, it will never work out, man. And from that point on, you know you're fried. Because not only is she gonna reject your ass, but she will also hit you with that iconic, gut-wrenching, knife-wrenching line. Jeffrey, I really appreciate it, but honestly, you're like a brother to me.
That hurt right there. Boy. I don't think I ever got hit with like a brother to me. You know, we all been friend zoned though. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, but that hurt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Just like that, you have a gym membership now. And the worst part about it is that next week, she's actually going to hard launch with the guy she actually wants to be with. But it's not you. It's not you. And it'll never be you. Game is game, bucko. I ain't going to lie.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't think that's even the worst. I think it's probably worse when you feel like you see in situations like that, it's like, oh, you see the girl or whatever, and you think she look good or whatever, so you try and get at her, and you end up being cool with her and stuff, but she ultimately ends up like friend zoning you. You know what I'm saying? That's the normal situation. But I think it's worse when you actually interacting with this girl and you trying to actually get at her and you really think you have a chance, like you think you in there, and then so when you actually like put it out there like, yo, this is what I'm on, and you get denied, I think that hurts way more because you actually thought that you had a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, whole time in your head, you was never thinking friends, you know? You, like, because some dudes, typically, and this is like a younger thing, you know, as you get older, you learn that this is useless. But a lot of guys go through I'm going to be friends with her first, and then we're going to see where, I'm going to try and, from being friends, then I'm going to try and, get with her. That's how it usually goes. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's way worse when you was never trying to be friends. You was trying to get at her the whole time, but she never even considered you anything more than a friend, so she denied you. I think that's worse. I just do. I think that's worse. But it happens, bro. It happens.
We all have to go through. And you better hope she's a good person and doesn't tell the whole school too, because I'm not gonna lie, I had a homeboy who went through that exact thing. He told his evil demon light-skinned best friend that he actually had feelings for her. She hit him with that, "Aw, you're so sweet." And brother immediately knew he was cooked. But he didn't know how cooked he was, because that next day, she proceeded to tell everybody in the whole school that he asked her out, and she also proceeded to call him a simp little. Till this day, he still hasn't recovered. Praying for bro, I'm not gonna lie, I hope he's good. Call him a simp little. Till this day, he still hasn't recovered. Praying for bro, I'm not gonna lie, I hope he's good. But in my opinion as a guy, what's worse than getting friend zoned is having to friend zone a girl, which is honestly canon event number 2, because girls don't take getting friend zoned well at all. I think genuinely this is one of the hardest things to do as a man, because women just aren't built for rejection. I mean, we're the ones who are supposed to get rejected, not them. So whenever it happens, their brains just can't compute what happened. You tell a girl you don't like her and she automatically starts calling you gay as creep. Or she'll try to talk to your best friend to make you jealous. Like, okay, and? Like, honestly, this is one of the stupidest things you could ever do. You think talking to my best friend will make me like you when I didn't like you when you was trying to talk to me? What logic does that make in anyone's brain? I'm not gonna lie, that's just code. But no, I gotta get in character. My fault. Oh no, he's just talking to my bed.
I'm not gonna lie, I did not know that was a tactic. But looking back, that's definitely happened to me before. I didn't even peep nothing about it. You feel me? But that's definitely happened before though.
Best friend Justin. Even though after I rejected her, oh, whatsoever shall I do? Head ass. Like I promise you, I'm finna sleep just as good at night, boo. Matter of fact, I might even sleep better. Just like how I would sleep after I won a fight in school. Which is actually the next thing we're finna talk about. School fights. School fights is one of the biggest Canon events at school. Because they are the biggest event that can happen.
It's the Canon event at school.
At a school. A good school fight can set the tone for the rest of the week at that school. People will be talking about it for the rest of the day. People will be debating who won or lost, which if you won, you would get instant clout for at least 2 weeks. But if you lost, oh, buddy, you do not want to lose. I remember there was this fight at a neighboring school to mine. And it was between this white kid and this professional boxer. Yes, I said professional boxer. He was 16 in high school and he was already fighting big leagues. Or something like that. I don't know. I don't know boxing, but he was good. And I don't know how this white kid pissed this guy off so bad or why he did that. But I promise you, that was the worst decision he's ever made in his life. Because this boxer beat the brakes off this guy so bad that the video literally went viral. Like, there's a clip of this fight on the internet right now that has over 3 million views. And the reason why is because after the boxer got done beating this ass, he literally threw him on the ground, jumped up in the air, and landed on his head like he Mario jumped that. Coins flying out of his head and everything, bro. It was bad. People around our area were literally making memes of this shit. Bro, it was cooked. This fight was so bad that the kid literally had to drop out of school because he was getting bullied so bad after the fight. And after he dropped out, he chose the absolute worst career path to go down after losing a fight. He became a trapper. Trapped and scammed even though he lived in a suburban household, man. It's a sad reality. This fight deadass ruined his life. I'm not gonna lie, and I don't know where he is right now. I don't even know if he's alive. But Buddy's life is cooked. Fights are legendary, especially if you get a good camera.
I want to see the fight, bro. I want to see the fight.
Angle of the fight. But for some reason, they always is blurry or something. Like, it's like, what? We need to start carrying around professional cameras to document fights, bro. I'm not gonna lie. We gotta get the HD footage somehow. I'll even try to record on a laptop, man. Like, do something. But another unavoidable Canon event is entering a school hotbox. More specifically, walking into a bathroom hotbox. Everybody remembers the first time they walked into the high school bathroom and they got a strong scent of blueberry Faygo flavored air. And then when you finally meet the culprits, you just see a bunch of chill white guys just passing around a vape. Or multiple vapes if they're really fiends for real. You gotta try every single flavor before you go back to class. You know, I typically hated this because usually I just wanted to take a piss in the bathroom, but now I gotta breathe in particles that my lungs should not be inhaling, especially when they try to offer it to you too, which on one hand, I do appreciate the nice gesture, but on the other, I don't want to be an accomplice to your crime. Because with my luck, administration will walk in as soon as I put my lips on that cancer machine. And it would be 10 times worse when instead of smelling some blueberry Faygo flavored air, you would smell some skunky flavored air. Like, bro, I hate it when people would chief carts in the bathroom. Like, vapes is one thing, but carts, you're just, that's crazy. Especially if it smelled too. Like, what are we doing? Are we really just that stupid? It's like, do you want to get kicked out of school? Do you want to? You can't wait until after? Or you can't just go outside in your car? Like, I promise you, when administration starts catching on to what y'all doing, y'all gonna be fried. No pun intended. Just like you'll be fried if your teacher doesn't like you. Because we've all had that one teacher that just hates us for...
Oh my gosh, bro. This was probably most of my school career. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I ain't gonna lie. If your teacher does not like you, bro, I feel sorry for you. Good luck in school, bro. I ain't gonna like you. I mean, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Good luck. Good luck, bro.
No reason. Like, I had this teacher back in high school, and I promise you she had to be racist. She was an old white lady from small town Tennessee, and I promise you she had a vendetta against black people. I know she ain't like MLK. I bet her and her family were having cookouts, potlucks. As soon as they got the news that he died, they was celebrating, hooting and hollering through the streets. They was cooking.
Like, I didn't have a teacher that liked me until high school, bro.
The best casseroles they've ever cooked.
That's not true. I had a couple, but it was crazy though.
Because, brother, before I took her class, I had a 4.0 GPA. I was a smart, studious kid. But after her class, my shit tanked because I got an F in that Literally had to retake the class the next year. And it's not because I'm dumb. It's just that every single test she had, she wouldn't grade based on if you were right. She would grade based on how she felt about you. All of the black kids in this class did way worse than the white kids in this class. Especially me, because I was the darkest. Like, bro, I remember I had this test and I got every single answer right, but she still gave me a 34 because I didn't do the formulas right. Like, how does that even make sense? I still got it right. It doesn't matter how I got there. That's like saying LeBron doesn't deserve his chip back in 2016 just because he went down 3-1. He still won this series. But you want to know the crazy part about it? A girl sitting in front of me who got every single question wrong got a 74. And the reason why is because she did the formulas right. She just got the wrong answer. How do you do the formula right if you get the wrong answer? This happened my freshman.
Bro, that's wild, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that's crazy. But it be like that sometimes, though. But I don't think it should be, because it's like they want you to use a certain type of formula to get the answer. But at the end of the day, the objective is getting the right answer. Because I'm not going to lie, there was a lot of times in school where I would use a completely different formula and somehow get the correct answer. And to be honest, a lot of the times I wouldn't even understand how I did it. Like, that's how confusing math started to get at a certain point. That, like, I really did not understand how I was getting the answer. It was just a way that my brain learned how to do things that helped me to find out the answer to a lot of the questions. Like, because it's like my brain had to adapt to the level of math, but it adapted in a way to where I couldn't consciously recall what I was doing, if that makes sense. Like, a lot of it was based off of instinct. So I had to do certain things in order to get the answer, but I could not tell you what I had to do. Like, I could show you on paper, but it's going to be confusing. Like, even on paper, if you look at the steps that I took, it's not going to make sense. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. But at the end of the day, I got the answer. That's all that should matter, right? Sometimes it's not. The teachers want to see the formula. It is what it is. It's wild, but that's just how it is.
Year of high school, and I'm still this mad about it. That's how much this bothers me. She even gave me all zeros on my homework just because she thought I scribbled it in before she would check it. Like, it's still there. What are we talking about? And then she tried to say my handwriting was terrible, and that's why she didn't want to grade my papers correctly, and that's why she gave me an F in the class. Yeah, my mom wanted to beat her ass by the end of the year. I'm not gonna lie. But something I was also happy about were fine-ass teachers. Man, oh man, having a fine-ass teacher was an experience. Like, every single class...
That made class so much better, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
As you got with them, you was extra locked in. You made sure you had your best cologne on, your best fit. You made sure you actually paid attention in the class so you can get good grades so you can impress her. And you made sure whenever she needed a helper that you was the first man up. You ain't ever want to help out a teacher before this, but now you want to be a teacher's pet. We see what you're trying to do, brother. And she did too, which is why it will never happen, and it's just a fantasy. Like, brother, your life is not a or a horribly written TV show. And I don't care how attractive you think you are. A mentally stable, grown-ass teacher will never ruin her life for a minor in high school that she teaches. Lock in. But at the same time, a boy can dream. But something that's not a dream, though, are school rumors, which is the next Canon event we all go through. For some reason, these school rumors always involve relationship. It's either somebody did this behind the bleachers, or somebody cheated on who, or there was a sleepover where it was 2 guys and 1 girl, and you know what that means. It's always something just scandalous and icky and weird. I remember there was this one rumor in my school where this sophomore boy had with 2 girl seniors. And for a while, I'm not gonna lie, that sophomore guy was the coolest in the school. Everywhere he went, he got dap-ups, high-fives. People were asking for the story times. It was wild. Until somebody debunked the rumor and people found out it was just a big lie.
That's crazy.
He still got clout off of that, though. I'm not gonna lie, because he still repped that. But oftentimes, these rumors are either heavily exaggerated or just flat out not true. But sometimes they are. And these rumors especially hit different when it's about teachers or faculty. I remember back in elementary school, there was a rumor that our principal and the president of the whole school were having an affair. And at first, nobody believed it until one day, a random teacher walked into the president's office and basically saw pretty damning evidence of it being true. If you get what I'm trying to say. So yeah, they both resigned mid-year. And after that, the school went to But hey, man, game is game. Even though that's wild, that's not even the craziest rumor that I've heard about. I remember my senior year, I had this one classmate that was known to talk to freshmen, aka the super senior, which is the next Canon event. But let me tell the story real quick. One day I came into the school and I seen 2 police officers in the office. So I started asking around to see what was going on. And it turns out that bro wasn't just a super senior, he was actually a pedo. Because apparently he had relations with a 13-year-old 8th grader. The guy was an 18-year-old grown man. The guy didn't end up going to jail because the parents didn't press charges, but they probably should have. Because I don't care what you say, you can't be a senior talking to 8th graders. That's dumb. You know what also up? School exposed pages, which is the next Canon event, finding that your school has one. School exposed pages are one of the most illegal things, period. But when you're a kid, you don't realize how crazy it is to be posting 15 and 16-year-old girls doing acts with other 16 and 15-year-old boys, but they are very, very illegal. And a lot of times they would be called the whatever high school shade room. And most of the time they would just have fights, but occasionally they would have those crazy wild leaks. And Instagram has to get better about policing stuff like that because that should not be allowed. But one of the last Canon events I'm going to talk about is not making your sports team. This is heartbreaking as an athlete. You were balling out all middle school. You thought as soon as you got to high school that you were going to step on the court and just go crazy, all for you not even to make the freshman team. One of the toughest realities you will ever have to face. And it's just as bad as that realization senior year if you're not going to get a college scholarship to play your sport at the next level. Truly a heartbreaking Canon event that we all had to go through as athletes. But it builds character and it makes you realize that there's more to life than going to the NBA or NFL. Even though that's all you wanted to do. I mean, I wanted to go to the NBA and now I make YouTube videos. So, hey, it worked out for me. Yes, I am hopeful for today. I know I said that was the last one, but I want to talk about 2 more. First up, Scholastic Book Fair. Core memory for elementary school. Amazing. I remember I used to buy all of my Diary of Wimpy Kid books from here. Or those invisible ink pens. I used to love those too. Or the little pointers or the Lego books that had the actual Lego pieces in there. But we used to be going crazy in the Scholastic Book Fair. That was the only time I actually liked to read as a kid. But the last thing I want to talk about is those fundraiser pizza parties that you would get. Back in elementary school, if your class raised enough money for the goal. I remember our class used to be turned up when we won. Even though my class only got a pizza party one time. But that one time we turned up, I'm not gonna lie. And we were so hyped until we walked into school that day and we seen the Little Caesar boxes and we seen how tiny they cut them pizza slices. Like, we barely got fed. Then they gave us little tiny juice boxes to match with it. It's like, bro, why? But as you get older, you will realize that those teachers paid out of pocket for the pizzas and the juices. When you understand how severely underpaid that teachers are in America, them coming out of pocket for that is really, honestly, noble and amazing that they do it. So honestly, I actually have respect for them even just doing it because they was doing the best they can with what they had. Shout out Abbott Elementary because that's how I learned that. I'm not gonna lie. But besides that, that's it. Want to hear me yap more? Follow the Twitch and follow the live.
All right. Yep. Shout out to the teachers, man. Shout out to them. Yeah, a lot of teachers really do make sacrifices for students and stuff like that. So teachers honestly deserve better. They honestly do, But, it is what it is at the end of the day. But yeah, these were Canon events. The rumors and stuff, that's definitely, it's school, bro. I remember back in my high school, I remember it was this one guy, I forgot bro's name. I mean, I wouldn't say it anyways, but I forgot his name. But he was known for having all the leaks of every girl in school. This is crazy. I do not condone this behavior. I'm just putting it out there. But I'm just telling the story. So he was known for having all the leaks of every girl or whatever. And nobody was like tripping about it. You know what I'm saying? Like at the time, like nobody was tripping about it because it was just like, dudes, that's their plug. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to out him because that was their plug or whatever. Why am I telling this story? But whatever. But I remember it got to a point where he got one girl, this specific girl, she was probably like the it girl of the school or whatever. So when it started going around that he had her stuff, that's when it was like, that it became like big or whatever. And that killed his whole operation. And it was crazy. And bro was definitely like, yeah, if I'm going down, I'm taking all of y'all with me. That was him. You know what I'm saying? And so he had people stressing. It was like, bro, I'm not trying to get in trouble for this or whatever. Like it became a big deal. Became a big deal. I actually don't know how it turned out though. Now I'm thinking about it, because I think right after that's when COVID hit. So I don't know what really how it ended or whatever. But yeah, people were stressing about it. It is what it is. But yeah, definitely those are the Canon events in schools, school fights, bro.
Live channel for clips up to
School fights were so entertaining, bro. They were so entertaining. Oh my gosh, bro. I can't even cap. School fights were so entertaining. You be talking about them forever, bro. The videos will always be terrible, but you definitely would be talking about them forever. It was, especially if it was known, if it was a premeditated fight, bro, them be the best ones, because you be waiting on it all day, bro. You be waiting on it all day. But if it's you, not gonna lie, it do be a little stressful if you don't want. I never got into any fights in school, but I was very close a couple of times. But yeah, but those are high school Canon events, or just Canon events in general. Shout out to iCloud9. That was a great video. You feel me? Make sure to check his channel out. Subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed the video. Like the video as well. Turn on post notifications, all that good stuff. It's your boy signing out. I'll see y'all later. You feel me? Appreciate all the love and support.